Welcome to this week's college football predictions video, but before we get into that, I gotta bring this to your attention because last night, Thursday night, Tulane suffered an upset loss to UTSA. Quick shout out to UTSA, they balled out, they came to play, 48 points in that defense is impressive. McCown had a huge day, 31 of 33 for 370 or something like that, it was fantastic. But Tulane, you guys are bowing yourselves out of the playoff race right now. I'm not sure you guys are even gonna make it to your conference title game. This was a devastating loss, so... the group of 5 race for that playoff nomination is very interesting. I'm not sure the American is a lock to get that spot anymore. It looked like they were, but now, not so sure. San Diego State, James Madison, teams like that, they're looking like they got better chances now, so we'll see. Personally, I don't believe in Memphis. They lost to UAB a couple weeks ago anyway. If they make the playoffs, I don't see them doing anything. Navy, they haven't beaten anyone yet, but we'll find out soon. South Florida's got 2 losses. North Texas got blown out by South Florida. I don't know. The American might be giving up their lead on that spot, but we will see. Now, that's all I had to say. Just wanted to bring this to your attention. Shout out UTSA. Good for you guys. Now, let's get into the video. Alright, here we are with our Week 10 college football predictions. I am predicting every single top 25 game here, so if a game features a top 25 team according to the AP poll, I'm going to be picking it. So we've already got Memphis at Rice picked. I think Memphis wins this game. I don't see any reason for them to lose. They already suffered their shocking upset loss a couple weeks ago at the hands of UAB, and I mean, Memphis ought to be able to win this game, so I don't really have any hesitation. Moving on, Ohio State taking on Penn State. Penn State's a dead team. I know they've got some talent there, of course. I do not see how they win this game, though. Ohio State has to utterly implode to blow this game, so give me the Buckeyes at home. Houston against West Virginia, I'm taking Houston. They're having a fantastic season. Their defense is a very good unit. Their offense could be better, but, you know, you can only take so much here. Houston should be able to control this game. They can definitely shut down the West Virginia offense, given how good their defense has been playing. I don't really have any doubt about this one. Houston should take care of business. Miami should beat SMU. I'm going to pick them to win that game. It's at SMU, and Miami has not been playing as well lately, but I don't know. I don't feel like SMU is really up to the task here. I know they're a good team. They were a playoff team a year ago, but they've not been the same this year. They've not been playing very good football overall. They're coming off a loss to Wake Forest, which, shout out to Wake Forest, by the way. They're having a nice season, so it's nice to see. I'm going to say Miami wins this game. SMU should not be able to keep up here. Texas taking on Vanderbilt. Yeah, I've got an issue with this one. It's because Texas is favored. Based on what we've seen so far, I think that's ridiculous. Vanderbilt has been the better team so far this season. Texas has been very unimpressive. Now, I'm going to pick Texas, and I know I just said I don't think they should be favored, but I have this weird feeling based on how things are going this season. I think Texas is going to keep eking out these close wins. I think their defense keeps them in this game, and I think later on they get the ball last and they win on a game-winning field goal or something like that. And I hope I'm wrong because I'm rooting for Vanderbilt every week this year. But I have this weird feeling Texas wins and they stick around in the playoff discussion far longer than they have any right to. I don't know. I think Vanderbilt has been the better team and they've earned the right to be viewed as the favorite. And in my opinion, they are the favorite. I just think Texas, in my eyes, pulls the upset here. That's just how I have it going. So, give me the Longhorns, I guess. Louisville should beat Virginia Tech. I'm picking them to win it. I don't see any reason for Tech to pull this upset. Guess it could happen. It would hurt the ACC a lot, so you better hope it doesn't. Indiana should blow out Maryland. I don't see any reason for Maryland to pull the upset. And I know I keep saying that I'm being dismissive here, but you know, if this kind of upset happens, like who really saw it coming, you know? Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, yes, Maryland is going to beat number 2 Indiana. Like, based on what we've seen, there's no reason for that to happen. Cincinnati's not overlooking this team. I think he's ready to score 50 points if possible, so I expect a blowout. I'm sorry, Maryland. Notre Dame is going to obliterate Boston College. Yeah, based on what we've seen from these two teams, I'm thinking 56-10, something like that. Like, I'm not even joking. Texas Tech, I'm going to pick them to beat Kansas State. I believe Morton is returning at quarterback for Texas Tech, which is really important because their backup quarterback is out for the year now. So you'd rather them not be down to their third-string quarterback. The Red Raiders should be able to get the job done here. Kansas State's been playing better lately, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Texas Tech's defense should control the Kansas State's offense, and Texas Tech's offense should be able to score some points. So I'm going to take the Red Raiders. We got Georgia taking on Florida, big-time rivalry game, and if you've seen my videos before on college football, you probably realize I am a Georgia fan, and I do not pick against my teams, so I'm going with the dogs here. I will say there's some concern here because we've seen numerous times this year a team fires their head coach and then their very next game they play far, far better. And I'm a little worried that could happen here, and I know they have so much talent there, they haven't really showed it week in and week out, but they have a very talented roster. They are capable of putting forth a dominant performance, and they definitely have the receivers who can challenge our secondary. Like, their guys are going to get open. It's just going to be, can the O-line protect Lagway, and can Lagway find them? Can Lagway make the throws? I'm going to say no. I think they'll have some moments. They'll probably lead at halftime because we only show up for the second half for some reason. So I'm going to say Florida leads at halftime. It's far closer than anyone thinks. And then Georgia, as they typically do, come out storming in the second half, and they win the game by double digits. So give me the dogs. Kirby Smart's going to have us ready to go. Virginia taking on Cal. My first upset here. Well, I also picked Texas, and I view that as an upset, but they're favored. I'm taking Cal to beat Virginia. Virginia has been flirting with disaster week in and week out. It's bound to cost them at some point, and they have to travel across the country to play Cal, who is not a bad team. They've had some rough games, some tough results, but overall, I think they're a good team. They're 5-3. They're a win away from bowl eligibility. I think they get it this weekend against Virginia, and I hope I'm wrong because I'd like to see Virginia continue to win. I think that's a great story, but I'm going to go with Cal here. I've got a weird feeling about that. I'm taking Michigan to beat Purdue. Purdue's been much feistier than they were expected to be, so I respect that. I'm glad to see that. I'm not picking them to beat Michigan. I'm thinking it's, 30-10, something like that. But it might be closer than we think. Maybe they show up for this game and they shock the world. They do that sometimes. Ole Miss should beat South Carolina. I'm thinking Chambliss has a nice day against that defense. I'm thinking that Lenora Sellers, once again, cannot carry South Carolina to victory. He does not have enough help there. They're wasting his talents, unfortunately. I hate to see it. But, yeah, give me Ole Miss in this game. They should be able to win it. They have the better roster, the better coach, the better quarterback, just all the things that matter, and it's at home. So it'd be a very strange upset. South Carolina had their chance to pull the upset last week. We know they're capable of it. I'm not predicting it, though. So give me Ole Miss. Give me NC State upsetting Georgia Tech. I'm going to keep picking the upset until it actually happens. Georgia Tech's going to lose at some point, and maybe it's disrespectful. I don't know. I'm a Georgia fan, and I'm rooting against Tech because they're rivals. I don't even hate them that much, but I have this weird feeling Tech is going to drop a game to someone they shouldn't lose to. It's going to be NC State or it's going to be Pitt, and then they're going to lose to Georgia, and they're going to finish 10-2. I don't know which ACC team is going to beat them, but that's my view of it. They're going to drop one of these games. NC State at home here in a night game. I think that they're capable of pulling it off. They've already beaten Virginia this year, so they can beat what we view to be a good team. And I don't think Georgia Tech is actually that much better of a team than Virginia. I recognize they are undefeated. I respect that. They've not really beaten anyone good. So until they do that, I'm going to keep doubting them, and I'm going to take NC State for the upset here. So sorry, Georgia Tech, and for your sake, I hope I'm wrong. We got USC taking on Nebraska here. So we got a few really good games here in the night slate. This is pretty intriguing to me because, the winner of this game is going to stay in the playoff discussion. The winner of this game could go 10-2 and sneak into the playoffs. It's very possible. In my opinion, both of these teams will take at least 3 losses and miss the playoffs, but the fact that they're still alive, good for them. It's better than a lot of people expected. I'm going to take the Trojans in this game because I think that they're going to do enough on offense, be able to run the ball at times. They might be slow to start, but eventually they're going to wear down the Nebraska defense. I believe Nebraska's offense has been very unimpressive overall this year, in my opinion. Against solid teams, they've been unimpressive at least. They put up 6 points against Minnesota a couple weeks ago, which, total dud. That was very disappointing. I don't think they're going to have too much success against USC. I could be way off. I don't know. This is a weird game to me. I'm going to take the Trojans, though. I think they'll get the job done. They'll keep their season alive another week. And that's all I got. I could be way off. I wouldn't be surprised by any result or any final score. So, we'll see. You got Tennessee taking on Oklahoma. Now, this is a playoff game. Both teams have 2 losses at this point. And if you lose this game, I don't think a 9-3 team out of the SEC is making the playoffs this year, the way things are going. I think you're going to need to get 10 wins to make the playoffs. Could be wrong. We'll see. I'm going to go with the Sooners in this game. It could go either way. You got Tennessee with the high-flying offense but very weak defense. You got Oklahoma with a boring, slow offense but very good defense. Opposite strengths, opposite weaknesses. Anything could happen there. I'm going to trust the team with the better defense, who also has a good quarterback. John Mateer has not been the same since having hand surgery, but I still think that overall Oklahoma has the better roster. I am also going to say, though, that whoever loses this game, they are out, definitely. But also the winner of this game, I think that they will end up losing a third game at least. So I think both of these teams miss the playoffs, but whoever wins this one is going to keep their season alive in that regard. So I'm going to say it's the Sooners. And that, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Could be way off. I don't know. These are hard games to predict. Like, definitely very difficult to figure out who should and will win these games. But I'm trying my best here, and we got one more. It is Utah taking on Cincinnati. This one's weird to me because Utah has a worse record and they're lower ranked, but they're favored by about 10 points. And maybe the people who do the odds just haven't watched Cincinnati. I've watched them play. They look like a really good team. They definitely should be getting more respect here. Utah being favored by 10 points feels like a bit much. I would guess, no matter the outcome, that Cincinnati's going to cover. They're not going to lose by 10 points. And maybe the spread has changed. The last I checked, it was 10 points for Utah. I'm going to pick Cincinnati to win the game straight up, though. I think that they've been the better team this season. I think that they are very capable of beating Utah. I think they've got a good quarterback who is going to be able to keep drives alive with his legs. I think the Cincinnati offense can control the time of possession, control the game flow, and I think that defense is no joke either. I think Cincinnati's defense will come to play, and it's going to be up to Utah's offense to hang in there, in my opinion, and I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be the type of game where whoever's got the ball last is going to win. I'm going to say it's Cincinnati. So, very interesting picks here, I'll say. I went mostly favorites, but I threw in a few upsets and underdog picks as well. So, we'll revisit this next week. We'll see how I did. I've had a good season predicting the games so far. We'll see if I can keep it up, but that's going to do it. That's all I got for you today, so thank you so much for watching. Drop your own predictions in the comments. Let me know how I did. Let me know what you think of this. And be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. We're going to do this every single week. So, yeah, that's all I got. Thank you so much, and enjoy your Saturday of college football.